it is, keep it positive. Try not to be negative and try not to be like, oh, well, our town's ruined, because obviously it's not ruined. It's obviously not one demographic of people that's doing this. So please quit pointing fingers. Please quit.
Welcome to Keeping Tabs. I'm Tabitha Croc, and every Monday I talk to someone here in North Idaho. The goal to connect more people in the Coeur d'Alene area. And then every Friday I talk to someone outside the community to bring in a new perspective and to learn a little bit about yourself. I've got Weston with me today. Longtime friend. I did a video project, and Weston was one of my first ever interviews. Weston had the ring light. Weston had the nice lighting, and I'm in this little upstairs loft recording my videos, and I'm like, I have no idea about lighting. So now I have a ring light. I have a neon light. So I'm very I'm stepping up my game. So I had to bring Weston back. Also had to bring him back because he's a photographer, locally amazing photographer, but he also has started his passion project that's really getting full steam going, is Coeur d'Alene. So Weston, first of all, thank you so much. And tell us a little bit about yourself, and then also, what is Coeur d'Alene?
Yeah, thanks for having me on again. So I'm Weston, like Tabitha said. I'm a local, born and raised in Coeur d'Alene, and wanted to start a passion project back in 2017 when I started really seeing an impact that trash was having on the lake. I was able to combine my passions. I'm a full-time photographer, full-time dad, full-time a lot of things actually. So I like to keep busy, but I'm able to combine my passions by creating amazing visuals and being able to market those to show people, I guess, the area, how gorgeous it is, and stress the importance that we definitely need to take care of it. Started at Coeur d'Alene became an idea in 2017. Then we started it officially on Earth Day of 2019, and just been snowballing from there. And like most people will know, this last week was a massive week for us gaining traction and showing other people the big trash issues around the area.
Yeah, so tell us what happened. If you haven't seen the video shared over 50,000 times, tell us about this video is.
So there's two big events that essentially happened. One was predictable, one was not. So after every 3-day weekend, with this last one being Memorial Day, we always go out and clean up the trash from the crowd. That's more or less predictable. Wherever there's people, there's trash. So if you have a whole bunch of people in one area in one weekend, they're guaranteed going to be some litter there. So that's predictable. So we went out, and guess what? We found a bunch. That was on the Peninsula Beach on Tubbs Hill.
Right.
So there were some big barrels that are sealed barrels that go underneath docks for flotation. And on the last windstorms we've had, they washed up on the shore, and people placed them upright like trash cans, but they're completely sealed. So there's no trash that could have gone in them. So all the trash that was there, which was absolutely disgusting, it was like a little bit of everything, was piled on top of it. There's 3 of these barrels, and so it just made the beach look disgusting. And so I was actually in shock seeing this. I haven't seen that this beach just littered that much before. So I knew there was going to be trash. I brought 2 trash bags and completely filled them up. And then the barrels were removed by Thomas, who is a Coeur d'Alene supporter and just another local that loves taking care of the area. He removed those with his boat the next day so that we could remedy that issue right away. The other one was the following Tuesday or Wednesday, I can't remember, it was a busy week. Tuesday or Wednesday evening, where there was reports of a big group gathering / party where on Independence Point, where the crowd was there anytime from sunset to dusk, where they just completely littered the joint. The trash cans were full to the brim, but also the whole place, they didn't even have effort in cleaning it up, which the whole place, every 6 feet there was some trash in this. Original video or original scene was captured by Kyle Vandiver, another good buddy, another Coeur d'Alene supporter, another local to Coeur d'Alene. who is super passionate about downtown, especially the volleyball, beach volleyball, NIC. He takes care of that place like it's his baby. So when he saw that being destroyed, he immediately sent it to me. He's like, dude, look at this. And he, along with some other people that were around, cleaned that up pretty quick that night. However, that video that I shared that morning, it had 20,000 views about 6 hours in, and then 30,000 views by the end of the day. And then the next morning had a 45,000 views. I think it's up to like 75,000 now, with a ton of comments, ton of shares. An issue that was unpredictable because it was a random weekday night. The volume of trash that was there was beyond believable. And then a lot of people aren't out and about downtown at that hour, or during the week. Normally they go downtown to enjoy the lake on the weekends. So this video showed an unfortunate reality of what happens somewhat often downtown. And so everyone was, of course, caught off guard, discussed it, and had to react, whether that was liking the video, sharing it, or commenting.
Yeah, and then you and I were just chatting about there's a piece with that too. I mean, there's a lot of positive that's coming from this. And I was sharing people, they were like disgusted. And I was like, you guys, this happens a lot during the summer. And I think it's because luckily we do have a lot of like the Coeur d'Alene resorts, they clean it up first thing in the morning. So when people go down with their beach and family and they are like, oh, it's just perfectly clean, but they don't realize there's people like you, there's people like, that are hired to do this. And then there's stuff that goes in the lake that we never even get to see again. So there's some positives and negatives to all of this, but you were talking about earlier about some comments and stuff that, sometimes there's negative things when it comes to this. It's not everybody rolling around going, let's clean it up. Let's support this. There's some negativity that comes with that as well.
Most definitely. And it is, I didn't turn off commenting because I wanted it to continue to keep the conversation going, but it got to that point. There's a whole group of people that they just love to point a finger at a victim and then just cast judgment on an entire group of people. That being, of course, out-of-towners, that of course being tourists, that of course being like anyone that they could name. They're like, it has to be this group of people. They all do this. And there's nothing like, I know it feels good to feel like you came up with a solution and someone to point a finger at, but unfortunately, a lot of those are judgments, and a lot of it is untrue. Me being in the Coeur d'Alene industry, or this community that I'm growing, I get people that are passionate about the same thing I'm passionate about. Those people are from California, are from Washington, are locals to Coeur d'Alene. They're from everywhere.
And they're millennials and Gen
yes.
X, whatever it is. And so it's the group we're the ones cleaning it up.
I know. And so I attract some of the best people that want to give back. And those people always reach out, always comment. And a lot of those people are from those demographics that people are pointing fingers at. So when, let's just say a kid moves up here with his family from California and he's like, whoa, this is an issue. I want to be a part of it. And then he reads all these comments being, just demonizing him. It's what incentive does he have to go out? And if those people casting those negative comments aren't the ones with hands on the ground, aren't the ones that are supporting places like Coeur d'Alene that are hands on the ground, you're doing more harm than good by doing those negative comments, which is really disheartening. But at least we got the conversation going, and at least the momentum that we have from that, we can help, just like everything, educate and then take that momentum and run with it and try to turn it all positive.
Exactly. I love that. So, and then the response after the video went viral was the news got a hold of it, which I think is awesome because that just puts a whole nother platform. You also talked about different ways that we can not solve, but help the problem. Could you talk a few about like maybe, some plans? And I know you have things, you have goals, which I want to talk about too, but like, a few things that you think that the community or the city can help do with fix this.
Yeah. So there's a few different issues. The first thing is a mindset issue for the people that are littering. that needs addressed first and foremost. It's really hard to be like, it's the way they're raised, or it's really hard to just pinpoint one thing of why people decide to enjoy a place and then trash it. I don't understand it, but we also have a city that is being very much so stretched on our infrastructure. And there are 2 trash cans down at Independence Point right there, and then a whole bunch along the trail there. But at the same time, if someone has trash, they're not going to walk further than 30 feet to do something with it. And then if the trash can's full, they're definitely not looking for another trash can. They're going to put it on top of the pile that's already there. So we have an infrastructure issue. We need more trash receptacles, and then a service that is cleaning those and emptying those daily. We don't have that service in the infrastructure yet. So we're currently working to remedy that issue, but that's where Quarter Love comes in. We're trying to fix the gap between events, being a lot of times when we clean up, it's on a Sunday night or the Monday following a really busy weekend. Those are typically not business hours, and typically volunteers are busy. They already had their fun and they're relaxing at home with their family. So a lot of people want to help, but it's also on a Sunday evening or a Monday when they might be going back to work. So those are the main times we clean up. So yeah, we're trying to work. Kyle Vandiver and I are trying to work with city officials to come up with different ideas. I mean, because they have so many issues that trash might not take priority. And I know with law enforcement, litter isn't a priority. They're already stretched on all their other issues that they've voiced it to us that, this is consistent and we're not able to do anything about it. So also that's where places like Quarter Love and all the other amazing groups that do trash cleanups come in. So we're trying to work at the official level to get the infrastructure in place. We're also just hands on the ground, until those things can be done. However, it's everywhere. The boat launches, a lot of them don't have garbages, and they for sure don't have recycling. And then the ones that do, the Coeur d'Alene Resort one, they have a massive trash bin that was completely overfilled. I think they have 2 actually that were completely overfilled after Memorial Day weekend, and they didn't get emptied for a minute. And even though we have that infrastructure, we're busting at the seams because we have so many people that have moved in. And so many we're just at the beginning of tourist season. So unfortunately, we're a little behind on the infrastructure thing by a few years, but we're trying to work hard to get that remedied.
Oh yeah, it's crazy too. I mean, it blows my mind how much we're gonna have to we're behind the ball on getting ahead of these problems. Mm-hmm. So do you have you and I have chatted many of times about stuff we would, we have big dreams and things we'd love to see along our trails and along downtown. What are some of your goals, hopefully in the next 3 to 5 years, that you would love to see or be a part of or start here in Coeur d'Alene, North Idaho?
They'd be the same core goals that we started the Quarter Love out with. Quarter Love is really a mindset and a community that if you love something, you should take care of it. And so being able to place that positive support when people are like, I love that, I want to support, I want to be able to give them multiple avenues to go through on the personal level and the business level. So a lot of businesses want to support, which is great news. Pita Pit stepped up. They are a local franchise that started their headquarters in Coeur d'Alene, and they reached out. They're like, hey, tell us what you need. And I told them, they're like, it's done. Next time you talk to us, we got you. And I was like, holy crap, that was perfect. How can I get more of these like-minded businesses involved? I mean, because if you're personal opinion, if you are a business that thrives off the beauty of Coeur d'Alene, it is in your best interest to take care of that beauty, because if it, is known for a city that gets trashed all the time, you're just not going to benefit from it anymore. So I feel there's a personal responsibility from businesses that benefit directly off the beauty of the lake, that should hopefully, if we can capture their attention and show them how they can benefit and how they can support Coeur d'Alene, I think this mindset will be widespread we'll have so many different cleanups, and you wouldn't, I don't know, if I just have, I'm one guy, and I already told you I'm busy. So I'm one guy with a very small team that I can delegate certain things to. But if we have more resources, we could just do so much. We could, have sponsored trash cans where there's no trash cans. We're a super seasonal area. A new idea that most city officials wouldn't think of is seasonal trash cans. So trash cans that, would take a service team that would regularly do this during the 3 months of summer, have those hired trash cans in these super high traffic areas, and then remove them in the off season so that it's the other trash cans can do the job of the regular flow of people. So having seasonal trash cans would be a massive idea. Of course, you have to design a beautiful looking trash can that can go in a natural area that can also be removed. That takes money, more than just some t-shirts are going to raise. So that's where the businesses can help us out. And just, the more support we have coming in, the bigger goals that we can reach. And that's really just having a consistent service that's cleaning up beautiful areas, and then helping out with the infrastructure. So that's not all on the city, not all depending on law enforcement, not all falling on individual groups that are taking their own time out to benefit everybody, really. Right. We just need more people, more support, more people that love the area actually doing things. If everyone that commented on that video actually helped to do something, this wouldn't even be a thing. So please take that anger that you see in those videos, take that, like, oh my gosh, I love what they're doing, and please do something. Don't just send like the thumbs up emoji to me. Please help us out.
I love that, because everyone that is doing that, or like, hey, reshared, because I shared your video, I shared Kyle's video, and people reshared it or commented. My message is blown up, and I just am like, just promoting you guys. And I was like, holy crap. And then I was like, I had the same thought. I was like, so did you go buy a print, a t-shirt? Did you just Venmo him $5 to go to I'm like, yeah. Or say, hey, can I start being part of your cleanup teams? There's so many ways to get involved. Talk about how financially, or maybe like, I know I always tell people you can either donate your time, your treasures, or your talents, which your talent is maybe you're a good singer and you can go out and play money and all the money goes back to Court of Love. Or maybe you want to just give your time and pick up trash, or maybe you have a lot of money and you're like, hey, this is a great, organization to give to. Tell us, how are the different ways that people can give to you?
Totally. First and foremost, if you care about the same things we do, feel free to clean up on your own and take pictures of that. I know a lot of times when people clean up, they just do it quietly and they're like, yeah, I did my good thing for the day. Take a picture of that, tag us, and we will share that. That can be happening every day of the week and just be in people's faces like, hey, I cleaned up, there was some trash, and just and doing it positively. That's a big one. You don't have to wait for an organized cleanup. Organization takes a lot of time, and unfortunately takes a lot of money. So we can't have big organized cleanups every single day or every single week. We have to do those, on busy 3-day weekends and holidays. But first and foremost, yeah, if you take a picture of your own cleaning up, that would be huge. Another one is if you can join our cleanups, we're going to be a lot more organized with that. Have a sign up sheet, have a newsletter, sign up on the Court of Love newsletter. I think it's on the home page. Scroll down and you can just put your email address in. We'll keep you updated there. We try to do 4 big group cleanups a year, and we're just trying to get bigger and have more business support with those as well. Another thing, if you we have 2 commodities, right? We have time. So if you can give us your time, that's great. If you don't have time, maybe you have money. Unfortunately, money makes things happen. And the more money that the more funds we're able to raise, the more we're able to do with those. So these are my talents behind me, where I'm, created a cool logo, created a cool vision, put it on a t-shirt. Everyone that wears them with pride. They're stoked. That was first and foremost branding. And then artwork. This is my talent. I love creating high-end artworks for people. So each of these, we all have walls, right? Do you have art on it? Especially beautiful local businesses. You should buy some artwork, because a conversational piece where you can be like, yeah, we love the area. We care about the area. We support Court of Love. Look at this beautiful art piece that we bought and supported them. it's a no-brainer to me, but hey, I'm a little biased. Same thing in a home. We've got, sizes from 40 by 60, which are 5 feet across, even bigger canvases coming soon. And then small, 12 by 18s that are, they can go in your bathroom or wherever else. So that's what we have right now is some merch and artwork that we would love to see in a lot more businesses and homes. People being like, look what we got, So that would help a ton. The avenues that we have available right now for you to purchase and raise funds. If those, t-shirts blew up last week. I had probably 60 and I have I don't know, maybe 12 left here. They're the black ones. But yeah, I have another order of t-shirts coming. The more I'm ordering t-shirts, the more we're able to, raise funds and post cleanups. And so I also want to touch, where does the money go? A lot of people, my art prints, my big ones, they're expensive. That's a lot of money coming in. Where does that money go? That money goes to, it's running a passion project is just like running a business. There's a lot of expenses. I have to rent this spot here. I had an art gallery last year. All that rent came out of my pocket personally. But with that, all those funds that goes towards gas in the jet skis to get up to gather the floating trash. That goes to buying t-shirts and giving them to supporters. That goes to handing out stickers to people when they're like, hey, what do you do? Hey, Cord Love, boom, pow. Yeah, that's one of the few of the stickers we got.
I have every single one of them, so.
Yeah. So yeah, a well organized movement or organization or whatever you want to call it runs just like a business. So all those funds that are coming in go to buying more prints and having them actually available, not just hey, order this or buy this and I'll order it for you, but having, so you can touch and feel it. These prints are high end, so they cost a lot of money. The shirts are quality tri-blend t-shirts, so those are a little bit more premium than just a regular cotton tee. And then it goes to incentivizing the volunteers that we have come into. Some bigger goals that we'd have would be designing and purchasing garbages and recycling cans to go in places that desperately need them. That's going to take a lot of money that we do not have right now. So in order to get that, we just need more support. So we're running with the momentum that we have and helping businesses and individuals see where they can actually support and see a return on that as well, and be proud of the piece that they're supporting, whether that is a t-shirt, sticker, or artwork.
Yeah, and you were just saying, we were chatting a little before we started, and the momentum you're seeing from this video that went viral and how everyone's talking and there's a buzz about it, which is great because then you guys can really kind of just really go with it. But you also said if this happens daily, you're going to need a team. And that is, you'll have to pay for some part-time staff or something to come in and, send all these orders and do all the answering of the millions of messages. So that's another piece in that whole business. That's also a passion project, nonprofit. It's a lot that runs one of these things.
Oh yeah. It's a well-oiled machine. And I'm learning to delegate, but right now it's a one-man show. So I worked an 8-hour day before our video blew up, while our video was blowing up. So I was answering messages while I was, essentially on the clock. And then I had, 25 t-shirt orders come in, and I came in here and bagged them all up, hand wrote all the addresses and sent them out the next day. And so by the end of that day, I was exhausted. It was no joke, a 13-hour, 14-hour work day that I had. And I'm not getting paid for that. I'm still getting this baby of Cord Love that's got a lot of momentum this week. I'm still growing it and getting my team in order. So we're doing the best we can with what we got right now. But yeah, the more support coming in, the more hands we'd have to help out in all the different arenas that are running an organization.
I know, which is so amazing. I'm so beyond proud of you. I have all these questions I was going to ask, but I love about what you and I can just chat, but also that there is so much to this that it takes up the whole time to really dive into all of the cool things that are happening, all the negatives, the positives, and the potential of something like this. And if you're a business listening, and this is something speaking to you, I'm going to tag Weston all of this stuff, is to reach out to him if you're interested in sponsoring a garbage can or recycling or doing something at a bigger level. this is your time. This is the perfect time. This is kind of a pilot for you too. So I think this is a really great opportunity for any business, like you said, that this is something that really speaks to you, and your business is profiting off this beautiful city we live in. Please, please reach out to him. I mean, with the trail, I'm the same way. Like this is the time to really step up and be a part of something that's really, really fantastic for our town.
Yeah, and I have some messages I need to get back to, and a couple local companies have been like, "Hey, we love what you're doing. How can we help?" And so I'm currently working with them to see what fits their I guess budget the best, and how that can get translated into whether that's an organizing a group cleanup or where else that could go. But yeah, the more businesses that we have that can proudly say like, "Hey, we're Coeur d'Alene supporters," and we can brag about those supporters at our group cleanups, or when we have a massive trash pile, be like, "Hey, thank you so much. We were able to get 20 supporters today, or 20 volunteers collecting trash today. This is the difference we made. This difference is sponsored by this business." Whether that's Pita Pit's going to be one, so I'll just say this was done by local Pita Pit. Help them out. They're helping us out.
I love that. It's a great way. It's a great way to put that in your marketing budget too. I mean, and if you have that sticker, it's going to be like kind of like you're in the group. I always see, like, I love to see your sticker on someone like on there, something that I don't know them. I'll start talking to them because like, "Oh, you're Coeur d'Alene, you're cool people," and I people everywhere all the time. And I have my computer. I'm working from different places. I don't put a lot of stickers on my computer, and yours is one of them. And I get so many comments about it because it's so unique. If you haven't seen it, you need to check it out. It's got it's the heart with the lake in it. Like I've got these. Yeah, and it's got the lake in it, which is so cool. So it's like the main vein of the heart is our lake. And I think that is just wonderful. And I love that you're doing that. It's a conversational starter. I think it's just fantastic. I'm going to ask you one question though, since I didn't get to ask you a bunch of questions. It has been a rough year, and we're seeing the good and positive here in North Idaho of the post-pandemic. And we are getting a flood of tourists, more than we'll have probably have ever seen. Like I can't imagine what everyone's seeing across the board. So there's negatives, goods. We got through it, hopefully. Do you have a piece of advice you would give someone listening that maybe has had a rough year and has struggled, had their ups and downs? What is one piece of advice you would give someone maybe that has struggled in the last year?
Regarding
anything
in general?
Anything. Yep.
I would say keep positive, and it's really cliche, but if you are just keep on putting that positive energy out there, you'll be surrounded by a group of positive people, and that itself is something that you can lean on and that you can be proud of, and that will help you get out of almost any situation. Because like when it rains it pours, but also like that little bit of sunlight, once you find the other people around that have that same energy, you are just building a community around you. So the most happy, successful people I see in Coeur d'Alene have a community around them that they really manifested, or were able to, be there, that puzzle piece, and fill and be even greater piece of that puzzle. So yeah, if someone's really struggling, I know it's hard just to pull yourself out of that, but just keep positive and just spew that positive energy when you're around, and don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. I mean, there's plenty of times when I think everyone, when I'm doing all right, I think everyone else is doing all right. So if someone's having a rough time, reach out to someone that is gonna, listen.
Mm-hmm. And people will help. If you ask, people will help. Remember that.
Oh, yeah.
You need to remember that as you're doing millions of orders and a million things. Ask for help. It's okay.
I'm working on it.
All right. So is there anything else you would like for the listeners to hear about Coeur d'Alene, yourself, and what you're doing?
Really, it comes out of just, if you want to comment, support, whatever it is, keep it positive. Try not to be negative, and try not to be like, "Oh, well, our town's ruined," because obviously it's not ruined. It's obviously not one demographic of people that's doing this. So please quit pointing fingers. Please quit being negative, and just be like, hey, positive reinforcement. Hey, we live in a gorgeous area. Take care of it. Because negative comments do nothing. And actually, I would say they do negative for the movement itself and the mindset itself. So please stay positive. Please consider helping out with whether that's cleaning on your own or helping us if you don't have time. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm repeating myself now, but just keep things positive, because I want Coeur d'Alene to be known as not only a beautiful area that has a really positive and friendly community of locals, but unfortunately we are seeing a little bit of the sour side of locals. That doesn't help. I mean, change is inevitable, so just try to stay positive. Our town is not ruined. It's far from it. So most people coming here are coming for the beauty. They're not purposely, deliberately trashing the place. So I guess one fact I'd want to share with people is most of my artwork, most being like maybe 51%, is from people out of town. So locals, if you wanna kind of switch those statistics around, help out, because it's like, I'm gonna be honest, most of my artwork orders come from Californians. Thank you guys. I know you love the area. I know you moved here because it's beautiful. Thank you for supporting us. Locals, thank you for your support as well. Let's have a little friendly competition. Who can help out the best?
I was gonna say, I like this, a little competition. Let's do it. All right, Weston, thank you so very much. And it was great chatting with you.
Yeah, thank you again for having me on.
Thanks for listening to Keeping Tabs. I'm Tabitha Kroc, and every Monday I release a podcast about different community members here in North Idaho. And then we end the weeks on Fridays with a podcast about the things I'm passionate about: outdoors, adventures, sports, the van life, and even current events. So if you like what you heard, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube, Spotify, or iTunes. Thank you again. Now go be kind and do something great.